Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Vernancia, and in my little corner of YouTube, I share life after 50, style, and a little Caribbean wisdom. Today, I would like to talk about something I've heard my entire life growing up in the Caribbean. People often say Caribbean women are so strong, and every time I hear that, I can't help but smile because they're right. But the older I've gotten, the more I've asked myself, why? Why is that? What is it about Caribbean women that makes people describe us that way? I don't think we're born stronger than anyone else. I think that life asks different things from many of us. From a very young age, my siblings and I were raised to be very independent. Responsibility wasn't something that came later in life. It was simply part of growing up. My mother was a single parent raising 5 children. She worked tirelessly. She never wavered. She worked. She never faltered. She made sure we always had what we needed. Maybe not what we always wanted, but she always made sure that we had what we needed. Looking back now, I realize she was not just raising children, she was raising adults who would know how to survive. She taught us to take care of ourselves, to depend on ourselves, to figure things out and to keep going. And for that, I will always be grateful. Because today, I can do a little bit of everything. I can cook, I can sew, I can bake, I can make flower arrangements. I'm kind of like a little Jane of all trades. If something needs to be done, my first instinct would be to learn how to do it. And these lessons have served me well my entire life, especially when things became difficult. There came a point where I had to make the hardest decision of my life. I had to make the decision to leave home, leave my country, and try to survive somewhere else, or staying and risk not surviving at all. So I left my family, my friends, everything that was familiar to me. I came to New York with very little. I came with hope and a dream that I could rebuild my life. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how things were going to work out. I didn't have a plan. I just knew I had to try. So for years, I had no choice but to depend on myself. Every decision, every challenge, every setback, I learned to carry it. Looking back, I realized that strength carried me through some of the hardest seasons of my life. But now that I'm older, I've started asking myself another question. Can we become too strong? Can we become so independent that we no longer know how to lean on someone else? And if I'm honest, I think that's been true for me. Today, I have a wonderful life. I have a great husband. I have someone who really wants to share life with me. someone who wants us to make decisions together, someone who wants to help carry the burdens of life. And yet, I still find myself behaving as though I'm alone. Not because I don't love him, not because I don't trust him, but because independence has been deeply woven in every part of me, in every part of who I am as a woman, that asking for help doesn't come naturally to me. Sharing my worries doesn't come naturally. Sometimes even discussing decisions doesn't come naturally. For so many years, I thought that strength meant handling everything by myself. I believed that depending on myself was the safest place to be. And when you've lived that way long enough, it becomes part of who you are. I can see my husband's frustrations. Not that he wants to control me, far from it, but because he wants to walk beside me. I've spent so many years walking alone that I forget that I don't have to anymore. And that sentence has been sitting with me lately. I don't have to walk alone anymore. Because maybe that's the other side of strength that we don't always talk about. Strength is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Strength helped me survive. It helped me survive some of the toughest times in my life. Strength helped me rebuild my life. Strength helped me start over from scratch. But if we're not careful, strength can also become a wall. A wall that keeps people from helping us. A wall that convinces us that we have to carry everything ourselves. A wall that makes us believe that asking for help is weakness. And I'm learning that it isn't. Marriage has taught me that strength looks different. Sometimes strength is trusting someone enough to share your burdens. Sometimes strength is allowing someone who loves you to carry part of the load. And sometimes strength is saying, I don't have to do this by myself anymore. I don't know if that's a lesson that every Caribbean woman needs to learn, but I know it's one that I'm still learning. So yes, I believe Caribbean women are strong. I believe we are some of the strongest women in the world. But I also believe we deserve to be cared for. We deserve to be protected. We deserve rest. We deserve peace. We deserve to be cared for too. Maybe true strength isn't carrying everything yourself. Maybe true strength is knowing when it's finally safe to put some of the weight down. Let me leave you with a little island wisdom. Where I come from, we say, rain does not fall on one roof alone. And that simply means every life has its struggles. Every family carries something. And just as storms eventually pass, we don't have to face them alone. Because sometimes the greatest strength is allowing others to stand with you. If you haven't already, please go ahead, subscribe, like, and share. Until the next time, thank you so much for spending some time with me on my little corner of YouTube. Bye.